Arsenal in 2022 according to Football Manager 2017. So Arsene Wenger signed a new 2-year deal at Arsenal, quashing any hopes of fans who had hoped their protests against the Frenchman were going to be successful. But our simulation of Football Manager has Mr Wenger lasting just one more season at the Emirates, leaving on his own accord, taking the France job after the 2018 World Cup, and is now Juventus boss at the age of 72. And Wenger even left a parting gift, winning the Premier League and Champions League in his final season. With Wenger leaving the club, Carlo Ancelotti took his place in the Arsenal dugout, and it didn't take him long to find his feet, winning back-to-back Premier League titles in his first 2 seasons, and never finishing out of the top 2 so far during his Arsenal career. So with Arsenal as one of the favourites for the title, how did they line up on the opening day of the 2022-23 season, drawing 2-2 with Watford? In goal is Hugo Rente. Oh, you haven't heard of Hugo Rente? God, you know nothing about football. The Portuguese stopper is one of Football Manager's regens, but he doesn't look like a safe pair of hands for the Gunners. Petr Cech retired in 2020, David Ospina was shipped off to Levante in 2018, while Wojciech Szczesny is playing for Inter Milan after spending 2 seasons with Burnley. At right back is Hector Bellerin. The Spaniard is still with Arsenal in 2022, despite constant links with a move away from the Emirates. Bellerin is now aged 27, valued at £33 million, but still only has 6 caps for Spain. However, the flying fullback is probably the best in his role in the Premier League. Centre-back is Callum Chambers. Another current Arsenal player, Chambers has been in and out of the side ever since his loan spell at Middlesbrough and spent the last couple of seasons alternating with Mustafi, who begins the season as backup. However, Chambers now has someone else to compete with, as Arsenal have just splashed £24.5 million on 23-year-old Reece Oxford. Also at centre-back is Jonathan Tah. While Chambers and Mustafi rotate, Tah has been immovable since moving to North London from Bayer Leverkusen, costing £27 million in 2020, and although the Gunners have had years of bad centre-backs and costly defensive mishaps, they look rock solid now, with Tah, Mustafi and Chambers all consistently scoring more than a 7 rating in every game. Left back is Juan Bernat. Carlo Ancelotti made 3 signings during his first transfer window in charge of the club, and one of them came from former club Bayern Munich. In the same summer that Bernat arrived, Kieran Gibbs was released, spending 1 year at Fulham before joining Brighton for £7 million, who are now an established Premier League side, while Nacho Monreal lasted 1 season under Ancelotti before being shipped off to Athletic Bilbao for just £2 million. Sitting in front of the defence is Adrien Silva. Finally, Arsenal have a reliable figure in centre midfield. It's no wonder that the Gunners have started to taste success once Silva signed in the summer of 2017, with the Portugal international winning the title in his first season. Now aged 33, Silva is one of the more experienced players at Arsenal as he enters the final year of his contract. However, Ancelotti doesn't have a player like Silva to fall back on if the midfielder leaves. If only they hadn't just released Jack Wilshere, who is now weighing up moves to the MLS. He's alongside João Mario. Another Portugal international, João Mario is the most expensive player in Arsenal's history, costing £56 million from Inter Milan. If this Arsenal team is anything to go by, and it's not because this is just a computer game, then Arsenal fans can finally look forward to some serious spending in the coming years. They've got Lewis Cook sitting on the bench, who cost more than £40 million, and a 31-year-old Aaron Ramsey too, who has been far from a first-team regular. On the right wing, it's Breel Embolo. The exciting Swiss forward is another player who Arsenal had to shell out for, paying Schalke £36 million for Embolo's services. Has he been worth it? Probably not, with last season being his best in terms of goals, scoring 12 in what was his 4th season at the club. He's doing enough to keep Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain out the side though, with the Ox worth a cool £33 million sitting on the bench. But there's no news if he's still with the blonde from Little Mix. On the left hand side, it's Alexis Sanchez. Rejoice Arsenal fans, your hero has not turned his back on you just yet and is still wearing the red of Arsenal at 33 and being paid £205,000 a week for the privilege. Unsurprisingly, he's still the main man at Arsenal, hitting double figures every season, missing just 2 league games in 5 seasons, so obviously he's had no more horrific facial injuries. Thank God. In the coveted number 10 role it's Mesut Ozil. Rejoice again Arsenal fans, your moody and not as influential hero hasn't left yet either. Like Sanchez, Ozil is on £205,000 a week, so there's no need to worry. Our football manager says your 2 key players are definitely going to stay, and that's almost as good as the pair actually signing new deals. And up front it's Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Playing almost as a false 9, because Carlo Ancelotti's side are well modern, the Turk is hardly a guaranteed source of goals, failing to net double figures in any of his 4 seasons so far. So yeah, some things never change at Arsenal. It's 2022 and they still don't have a 20 goal a season striker. Ah well, you can't have everything. So that's Arsenal in 2022 according to Football Manager 2017. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.